In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about using my camper as an off-grid kitchen. I've been watching some video homesteaders and I thought to myself, well, I already have solar, which is great because then I don't have to invest money in solar here on my property because I have my camper. So I parked it this way. You'll see it now in a second. I parked it sideways so that you can see. So many of you know that I have solar on my truck camper, and the great thing about that when I'm on the homestead is I can use all of the sun to cook with for free. So one of the great things about having a camper on a homestead is, and I've talked about this way in the past, is number one, it's got a pickup truck and the camper. They're both separate, so I can separate them. If I have to go pick up mulch at the landfill because it's free, I can take my camper off and use my truck. Most of the time I just keep it on because I live in Florida and it's hurricane season and I do not want my camper off the truck during hurricane season. Just makes it easy, and I'm not traveling right now, so it's fine. Number two, I also invested lots of money into my camper solar, so I don't want to have to invest money in my home as well. Now I'm realizing that I have the ability to do lots of off-grid cooking in my camper when it's parked here, because during the day, but on those days where it's really super sunny out, I can do a lot of prep work with my camper. I can cook beans in my Instant Pot. I can make cornbread in my Instant Pot. I can do so many things that have to do with free energy, with electricity in my Instant Pot, and not have to use it in the house. Right now, my air conditioner is running in my house all the time because I'm in Florida and it gets to 90, 97 degrees here. And my bill has gone up, but I'm able to sustain myself and sustain my bill with not going very much over what I'm pretty much used to. By using my camper more during the day and planning myself correctly, I can make a lot of my meals there instead of doing them inside of my house, and a lot of the prep work can be done there. What I'm trying to say here is, if you are looking to invest in solar, but you just don't have the money to invest in your home and you have a camper, then by all means, there's a lot of videos online that show you how to put solar on your camper. And that way, even with removable solar panels, you don't have to have them up like I have mine up in the roof. You can actually have them so that you can put them up yourself. There's a lot of options out there for solar, and you're probably better off with your camper because now you can use that as an outdoor kitchen. If something were to happen, well, it's a lot easier to heat or cool a smaller space. In this video, I'm gonna do my recipe, but I'm gonna show you how I prepped the work ahead of time in my camper. My Instant Pot container is ready, so I can put the beans in there. And now I'm gonna cook these beans in here. But guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cook these on solar. I have solar in my RV. So I'm gonna go outside. The sun is shining really bright now, and I'm gonna make use of cooking these beans on solar today. All right, beans are done. I just turned off the inverter and my battery is at 13.5. It went pretty low. It went to like 12. It went to like 12 for a while, and it's still early, and I should have done this more like at about noon when the sun is the highest. This is new stuff that I decided that I'm going to start doing now. So I'm going to bring this in the house now and let it naturally pressure release for the next 15-20 minutes. After the beans are done, I let it sit, release pressure naturally. I am also going to collect water that I cooked them in. This is recyclable water. It's got lots. Look at the color of that water. It's got nutrients for my plants. And this is what you do on a homestead. Today I'm going to show you how to make the easiest peanut butter chocolate chip cookies with no flour and made out of chickpeas. So let's get to it today. In my food processor, I have chickpeas. I have a 1/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I have a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. This one is organic. I have a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grind up the chickpeas. All right, so now I'm going to add my I'm going to add my maple syrup. This is a great recipe if you're traveling. That way you don't have to store flour and you can make quick cookies for the kids. I'm also going to add a half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I put some liquid in there now, and now I'm just going to process that, and then I'll add the peanut butter. So you can see now it's getting a lot smoother, more like a dough. All right, now I'm going to add my peanut butter. All right, and we're going to get to that. Wait to get to a nice smooth consistency. I'm going to check it, and sometimes I have to go in there and turn it a little bit. This is a small food processor. And now I'm just going to put the chocolate chips . Just so it could blend it in for me, and that's pretty much it. So now we have our dough, and now we can bake these. We're going to bake these at 350 degrees for about 12 minutes, and we're going to have chocolate chip cookies. I have them in my small little oven that I keep in my laundry room. It's almost done. It's got a few more minutes. I want you to see that they're not going to rise because there's no baking powder, there's no flour. They're just going to cook. This is a great recipe if you want something healthy for the kids after school. Now, I made 9, and I still have half the batch in my refrigerator, which I can eat raw like cookie dough, because this is essentially chickpea cookies, but it's also raw cookie dough with no eggs, and I can eat it like that if I want. So I have in the fridge getting firm. And I have an option if I want to make 9 cookies today, save the second batch for tomorrow. I can throw in the last of the batch in here and make fresh cookies the next day, because it will keep for a few days the dough in the refrigerator. As you can see, my dough is in the refrigerator and getting nice and firmed up really nicely. Now I can bake this other half off, or I can eat it as a cookie dough with some crackers. And that's what this cookie recipe is called. It's actually called cookie dough. It's a cookie dough recipe that is raw. So it's really yummy. There's a chocolate chip, and it's super, super good. And I just want to show you, these are the cookies. They're a little soft inside. As you can see, I could put my finger in there, but they got nice and toasted. So you might leave them, just play with the time, but they should be hard enough that you can pick them up. Still a little bit chewy inside. The bottom is brown, and that's what they'll look like. How beautiful my zinnias are. And so many, I get so many butterflies here during the day. So many. This year, next year, I'm going to plant so many more zinnias over in that section for next spring. It's going to just be so full. And then I'm also going to put a whole bunch of zinnias over there, because it just brings so many butterflies. So this is a new habit of my chickens, that they now like to come to the front of the yard. I just pruned this the other day, so I know there's probably worms and stuff down here. I don't mind them doing that. It's just when they get over here, they really like to get back in the corner back there, and I don't like that when they get that back there, because a lot of stuff goes into the porch. So I just gotta keep my eye on them. But we have a lot of weeds here in the front, so I don't mind them in the front, because they're doing a good job of eating all the weeds. And this is the kind of stuff that I will find when I come back later. But I just gotta be patient, and I just take it and just put it back in there like that. And it's the kind of stuff that, you know, you can't frustrate yourself over. This is what they do, and they have a lot more benefits than they do. So you just kind of grab it and just throw it back in there. Just break it up with my hands. They're eating all of the bugs, the bad things that are here. don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.